Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Razel Dazel. So, I've been working on another project. Decided to get into my cotton today. Well, I should say this weekend. And I'm just experimenting with different types of stitches, having a lot of fun with it. Decided that I wanted to try and do some washcloths and dishcloths. So I started working on some different patterns with the cotton. And I have the dishcloth to match. Now I still have to put a border on the edges, and I'm going to experiment on the borders to see what type of borders I would want. But yeah, just some cute little dishcloth and washcloth sets. This is the first one that I started on, and they are heavy duty. This is all half double crochet. And I loved playing around with the colors. And I was just experimenting, seeing which ones that I liked. Here's another one I did in the blue. It's a nice dish towel. Something pretty, you know. You put your pretty ones out for show. So these would be some pretty ones that you would either put in your bathroom or in your kitchen. And this is also the half double. And I'm just surprised they turned out super cute. And I used the K&C cotton, and I mixed it with the Happy Place. This one here, I did a different design. I've just been really playing around with the stitches. And that's what the back looks like. This one reminds me of a strawberry. It's got the strawberry vibes. And the little washcloth to match. And I think that would be cute with a white for the border. But just something pretty that you can put out in your bathroom or in your kitchen. If you're like me, I have a lot of washcloths and dishcloths that I use for cleaning, and they get yucky after a while. And it's always tradition to have your good ones out for show, and then you use your yucky ones to actually clean with. And I was working on different types of stitches. This one's one of my favorites. It's got that ruffle on there. It gives it some nice texture. So this is one of my favorites here. And I'd love to do a towel too that goes with it. So like for the bathroom, I have a towel rack. So I'd love to have a towel rack where you have your dishcloth, the washcloth, and then a towel that actually would go with it. I'm ready for some new towels, and I'd like to have a pretty set that I could put on my towel rack And that's what I'm working on right now. But I was just having a lot of fun playing around with different stitches and patterns to get an idea of what I would like. And this is one of my favorites here, the stitching on it. It's got a mixture of the rice stitch, and I mixed it in with the double crochet and the half double. And that one turned out to be the one that I really liked, as well as this one here with the texture. I better have some coffee. Having my coffee. And here's one. It's really cute. It's actually a teal blue mixed in with the red, but it's given me Christmas vibes. It's given me a retro Christmas vibe. But it's super cute. Washcloths. And I'm gonna experiment with different types of borders too, to see what type of border I would like to put on these. And here's another one. I ran out, but I was working, trying to figure out what kind of patterns and stuff I wanted to go with on the cotton washcloths. And I've learned from experience not to use acrylic when you're making washcloths or dishcloths, anything that is going to involve water. Don't use acrylic. I learned my lesson a long time ago on that. I would make it out of the acrylic, and they're like, no, you can't do that because it doesn't absorb water. Well, I didn't know that in the past, but now I do. And that's why I'm starting to use cotton. But this one here is my favorite. The colors just came out super cute. It reminds me of an oatmeal apple. Apple and oatmeal. But yeah, that's the one I'm working on right now. And I'd love to do a bath towel to go with it, to put on my bathroom frame or rack or whatever, the towel rack. And here's the dishcloth I've been working on. I've been working on this for a while. This is what I've been up to. And this is all done in the Happy Place yarn. And I fell in love with it. I think that's gorgeous. So I'm still working on that. I think that would be so pretty to do a whole set and even do a bath towel in the Happy Place yarn. And I just love these colors. Very neutral, but it's just got that little pop of apple cinnamon in there. And it reminds me of apple oatmeal. Very country chic. So this would be very cute if you decorate in the country. I'm kind of a mixture of the rustic country look and the Victorian because I have a lot of Victorian and country antiques and things like that. So this is the Happy Place yarn, and it is 50% cotton and 50% wool. And I love this color. It just reminds me of apples and oatmeal. Like a cinnamon, apple, and oatmeal. So I'm super excited. I've been working on this piece all day yesterday. This washcloth or dishcloth. The washcloths, these ones go pretty fast. Now I still have to put the border on there, whatever type of a border I decide to use. But this would be really pretty in the kitchen or bathroom, you know what I mean? Or you could switch them up. But I'm loving this, that texture. It has a really nice texture to it. So I'm really enjoying working with this right now. Like this one here, I mixed with the K&C cotton. So it's got the mixture of the Happy Place yarn and the K&C. But I'm like, it's summertime. I should be working with cotton. And, you know, so I broke into my Happy Place. I broke into it. So, let me show you here. There's the Happy Place. Tony Lipsy's Happy Place yarn. The 50% cotton, 50% wool. Fantastic for everything. So you can't go wrong with this. And then here's the K&C that I was kind of mixing some of them with the K&C, which is just 100% cotton. But honestly, and this is a little bit thicker. This is a little bit thicker than the Happy Place. It's a lot thicker. But I just enjoy the Happy Place so much that I think I'm just gonna start using the Happy Place. Broke into the museum here. About time, Leslie, right? About time you get into your Happy Place. So I've been busy on these dishcloth, washcloth, and I want to make a bath towel, and the bath towel is going to take me a super long time. But I just love the way it feels. And even when I go to wash it and put it in some fabric softener, it's just going to soften it. But it has a really nice feel. Very sturdy. And these will probably last a super long time. Probably a lot longer than those ones that I get at Walmart. But very pretty. And this is the pattern that I loved. and decided that I was going to stick with this pattern. And I also really like this pattern that's got the little ruffle. It's got that nice ruffle to it to give it some texture. And I really like that, the way it feels. Yeah, that's what I've been working on all day yesterday and this weekend. Just playing around with some dishcloths and washcloths. And trying to stay in the bedroom where it's nice and cool, because it's been hotter than the dickens outside. It was super hot yesterday. I think we were up in the 90s. And I was just like, I am not cooking. Nope. I've been using the 3.25 millimeters, so it's a super tiny hook. But I guess I'm just like a crocheter that likes the smaller hooks. I think it gives more definition and more texture. So I've been using super small hooks. And yes, it takes a longer amount of time, but I think it's worth it because I don't want to take any of that definition or texture out of my washcloths and dishcloths. But I'm pretty proud of myself. I love it. I think once it gets done and I put a border on it, that is going to be the cutest thing. It's going to be so pretty. Just been playing around with my colors. You can see how I doubled it up to soften the red a little bit more, to give it more of that oatmeal look. Softens up the color. And I'm just double crocheting both of these colors in up at the top. And then once I get to the end, I'm just going to use the almond color and do a rice stitch with just the almond color to soften up the red. And then I go back with just a half double crochet with the almond to come back and do it all over again. And that gives me that pattern. So at the bottom you can see how I started with just half double crochet down at the bottom, and then I mixed the two colors together like this and did regular double crochet, and then did the rice stitch with just the almond and a layer of the half double, and then I've just been repeating that. And it seemed to be the fastest working it up compared to the other styles that I tried. It was even faster than this one. This one's a little bit different too, but it's got that rice stitch pattern in there. I've been obsessed with the rice stitch. I've just really liked the rice stitch. And this one, that kind of reminds me of a giraffe. That was giving me giraffe vibes. It was so cute though. I was like, that looks like a giraffe pattern. But I really like this one too. And I think once I get this one done, I'd like to do one in this here. It's got that. It's a little bit lighter. It's not as heavyweight, but it's got that nice little ruffle in there. And I think that would be great for a dishcloth or bath towel. It's kind of, it gives you a little bit of that terry cloth type of vibe with the ruffles. So anyways, been working on these dish towel sets. And I've been addicted to that. And they're a pretty good size. So if you wanted to flatten it out this way, you could. But I always fold mine. I always feel like I have to fold mine and then have it like that. So I guess there's different ways you can fold them. Yeah, so I've been getting into the cotton wool blend, making some pretty kitchen and bathroom dish towels. And I'm probably going to end up buying more of the Happy Place yarn because I still need to get the purple colors. And I don't have any green. I ran out of the green too. So I need to get more of the green colors. Because I think it would be nice to do some for Christmas. Using red and green for Christmas colors. I think I'll probably spend maybe one more day working on this, and then I'm gonna jump back to the baby outfits because I really need to start working on those and getting those done. So I took a little bit of a detour and decided that I needed more towels and dishcloths, and I want the pretty ones that I can set out as decoration. Sometimes my yarn gets a little twisted up and I just have to untwist it. So, like right here, this is what I do now. I'm just going to split the colors up. Leave the red hanging, and then just work with the almond. And this is where I'm going to start doing the rice stitch, which is just a back and forth movement, working in the front of the stitch and then working in the back. And it's really hard for me to show. One of these days I'm gonna get a tablet or something so I can do a tutorial. But if you're interested in the rice stitch, there's all kinds of tutorials on YouTube that shows you how to do the rice stitch, and it gives you a lot of texture, and I'm in love with it. Let me get up close. I love the texture. So I'm excited. That's what I've been working on right now. Experimenting with different types of stitches, and decided that I really liked this one and I like this one too. But I thought my daughter would go crazy over the pink and green because it reminds me of strawberries. She'd go crazy for that one. It would match her bathroom because she's got Hello Kitty in her bathroom. So that would be super cute mixed in with her Hello Kitty. Just working with the different colors. But this is the one that I fell in love with. And I'm excited. It just reminds me of that apple oatmeal. It's got that cute country look to it. And I don't know if I want to do red on the outside for the border or if I just want to keep it the almond color. I should show you guys my blanket I'm working on. I put that on the bed. I got so many different projects going on right now. But let me try and so this is what and get down here. And here's the blanket I'm working on for the bed. And it's a pretty good size. I'm halfway there on this. But I took a break from it. I got to the halfway point and I'm like, I'm going to have to take a break. But this is just the Granny Ripple stitch. And it's got 6 different colors in it. So that's just kind of been sitting here on this bed. Because I'm like, I need a break from this pattern. You stare at a pattern for too long, you just go crazy. You gotta switch it up to keep it interesting. So that's why I have like 100 different projects going on. I'll take a break and pick up a different one. It's also how you get disorganized. So I'm not staying very organized. I have quite a bit of a mess. I got a lot going on, but that's okay. That's what keeps it interesting. Like I still have my recycled yarn that I was trying to spin that I've been messing around with. I guess I'm not a very good spinner. This is like my first time trying to spin yarn. As you can see, it didn't turn out too well, but it was just my first time. But that's how you learn. And this is all my fluffies from combing out the scraps. But I thought, you know, it's not the greatest, but maybe it would be great to use for a rug. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm working on washcloths and dishcloths and probably a bath towel because I need bath towels. My bath towels are getting super yucky. So I'd like to have some really pretty ones that I could hang on my towel rack in the bathroom. But like I said, these would be great for the bathroom or the kitchen. But yeah, it's taken me a super long time to make. I'm enjoying the process. Like I said, I'm using a super small hook. Actually, I think it's recommended to use a 3.75 and I just went smaller. So I'm using 3.25. Just been a little bit into the smaller hooks, I guess. So that's what's going on in the Razel Dazel world. Trying to stay cool and making dishcloths and dish towels. And trying to stay cool. So, alrighty, I guess I'll let you guys go, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope your crochet projects are going good. Time to pick up the hook and crochet. Alrighty, I'll see you guys later. Bye.